Hello everybody and welcome to TreePunchingBrothers Vanilla Minecraft server. My name's Pinter J. I'm just hanging out over here in front of the first minigame that I have ever created. I can proudly say that it is finally finished. Double D was working on the scoreboard for the longest time and he has finally got it up and running. The only thing we have left to do is a bit of cosmetic work to make it look a little nicer. But other than that, my chicken fishing game is finished. And what is chicken fishing, you might ask? Well, here it is. It is just like it sounds. You go fishing for some chicken. Now, in these little chests here, we have fishing rods. I'm gonna have to make a lot more of those. And then over here, the other player has some as well. The only bad thing about this is it takes up like 2 fishing rods each round of the game that you play, which you're going to go through a lot of fishing rods. Now, I had tried enchanting fishing rods with unbreaking and stuff like that. There's no point in putting mending on there because you don't get any XP when you're fishing the chickens. But I had tried putting unbreaking on there, and it doesn't really seem to work the greatest. It usually only lasts like one full round, which it's if we have a string farm, which I'm pretty sure I can find a spider spawner somewhere. I think I've come across a couple here and there. I'd definitely come across a couple cave spider spawners, so we could potentially get unlimited string. And with the witch farm, we have unlimited sticks, so it wouldn't be that difficult to just craft up a bunch of these fishing rods in the first place. So how does this thing work? Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's a simple idea. It's not really a simple build. I'm not going to go into how the scoreboard was constructed because Double D constructed that, and I do not know how he made that. It looks like a bunch of droppers and hoppers and all kinds of other stuff running up in there. But I can talk about the areas that I built, which is the main part of the game here, which this little box here, and then the other side is just a mirrored image. So we could just talk about this side here. We have these pistons that go up and down. When you turn the game on, we have the button here to turn the whole game on. And when you turn the game on, chickens come through here. Let's get through the back or get back up a little bit. Chickens come, you can see there's a rail right there. Chickens get picked up by a minecart and they come through here and they hit an activator rail which knocks them off of there and into this little area here. While the minecart goes by, it hits a detector rail which opens a piston which drops the chicken down into that chute right there. And then they come down here and hit a water stream and then they kind of flow through here. Now I kind of modeled this after like the old theme park games where you take the gun and you shoot like the ducks and the whatever else that goes by in like the circle. I sort of modeled it after that sort of game, but instead of rifles, of course, we're using fishing rods. And then these pistons will start going up and down, and that kind of blocks your shot when you're trying to hook a chicken. And when you do hook a chicken, you pull one towards you, they come through and they go through these trap doors or tripwires, and that activates the scoreboard. Okay, I forgot where I was. I had a phone call, and of course, nobody answered. You say hello, and then nobody says anything. You say hello again, and nobody says anything. Well, you know what? Don't call me if you're not gonna want to talk. I'm not in the. I don't have time to answer ghost phone calls. Just stop it. Stop calling me if you're not gonna talk. Anyway, I think I was right here, where each chicken goes through, and it every time the tripwire gets tripped, it counts off a one for the scoreboard. Now I had it hooked up to where it was just shooting eggs into a chest, or items into a chest. I don't think it was eggs, it was something. And potatoes, I think it was. I think I was using potatoes. And so every time that it went off, it just shot a potato into a chest. So Double D wanted to take it a little bit further and make this nice scoreboard here so that you could just step back and see who won the game. Now this is meant to be a head-to-head game, but obviously if you want to have some practice, you could just come over and play it by yourself. This lever here resets the scoreboard So if it says 17 up there, you just flip the lever and it starts counting through and goes back to 0. The only bad thing about that is you have to wait for it to count through. So we can kind of take a look at the back setup here. This button here goes to just a clock here, a little observer hopper clock. I guess it's just a hopper timer, a hopper clock here, and then I use this one that John Boy showed me that shoots into the dropper there. And I have, I think, 3 stacks of items in here, or 2 stacks of items. And that runs, it seems like it runs for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, something like that. I haven't, I've done the math, but I don't remember what it was. But back here we have this hooked up to an observer clock, which every once in a while will activate this, which activates the mine carts, which then picks up the chicken. Now this design here I got from watching Tango's when he was working on his rooster booster. This idea of having the chicken sitting on the enchantment table, and then the minecart comes up and picks them up and takes them up over here, which this takes them to the unloading station, which, like I said, that's an activator rail, which bumps them off into there, which then hits the detector rail that's right there, which pulls the piston back and then lets them drop down. I'll take a look at that. We can play the game in just a minute here, and then on the other side it's the exact same thing. I'm just gonna go and pick up these eggs from here. That's the only thing I don't have set up yet as a way for the eggs to get picked up. I would like a way to do that just so that I don't have tons of entities hanging out right there as far as the eggs go. So the same thing over here on this side. The minecart gets activated by the random tick of the clock here, and then it'll just activate it. I mean, it's not random, it's timed. But it's far enough apart where it sets them off at a pretty good pace. And then over here, like I said, they get dropped down, and then they go down into the water chute, which then hits another water chute, and then goes over to there, which all leads back to this area here, which there's a 2x2 water, or a 2x1 water chute that comes up here, or a water elevator that brings them up here, and then brings them right back to here, and then puts them back where they belong. Now, every once in a while, there is sometimes a chicken will die in the water, which isn't a huge deal. I have tons of eggs, and I have a little chicken farm over there that I have a ton of eggs. Like, I'll never run out of chickens, and I don't really want a ton of chickens built up in here anyway. Like, I want some, but like I said, again, with that entity issue, I don't want thousands of chickens hanging out over here. So as I said, the chickens come down through that channel there, and then there's a water stream there that goes down to there, and then I have water going this way, so no matter whether you miss a chicken or whether you pull one and they go through the tripwire here, they all go funneled into this water stream here that goes back to the area that I said with the water elevator. And like I said, every once in a while a chicken will get killed and suffocate in the water, but it's like I said, it's not a huge issue. So let's test this thing out and see. I want to kind of keep my videos a little bit shorter now because I've been having problems uploading them. My computer's been acting a little funny lately, so I want to try and keep these videos a little bit shorter so I can upload them a little easier during the day, and then they can go up a little faster. But we can take a look at this thing. I'm going to try it out. I have 2 fishing rods here. Like I said, it usually is a head-to-head game. You usually want to have 2 people, like one here and then one here. And Double D and I had even talked about like betting. I don't know if people want to bet like diamonds, which, you know, the most valuable thing on our server right now is either diamonds or I would say shulker shells. So you could probably bet either diamonds or shulker shells against whoever your opponent is going to be, and then just go head to head. And then with a nice scoreboard here, you could just always see who wins or wins. And so let's take a look at this thing. You just hit the button, like I said, and the pistons will start going, and the chickens will start coming in. And here comes some chickens. There they go through the minecart, and then they're coming down. And then you got to hook one, And, oh, I'm not doing a very good job. I missed one of them there. Let's try and go a little higher. Let's hook that guy. Got one. And then see, we pull him back. Let's get that guy. It's a little bit noisy too, and then he got stuck on the piston, so we got to try and, that wastes time while you're trying to hook another one, so we missed that guy. We're up to, what, 3, I think? And then, oh, we're going to miss this guy too. Oh, and then that's going to put us behind on these other guys. So, oh, we got another one. Awesome. And then let's get these guys. Oh, he just barely missed that piston. So the piston is more to, like, they get stuck on the piston, which makes it, like I said, more time goes by before you can hook the other guys if you're trying to get that guy. And it doesn't really block your shot, more or less. It pretty much blocks you pulling the chickens back. And I tried to make these are just hooked up to observer timers, and I tried to make it as random as possible so that it wasn't just all up and down. And then my fishing rod just broke, so we got to get our other one. It didn't really slow me down. That's why you keep 2 of them on the hot bar. And we didn't get one there. Let's get that guy. Oh, he kind of jumped up on the... no, we're going to miss that guy. There, we got one. And how are we doing? I feel like time is going to run out here pretty soon. We're doing pretty well here, though. I'm surprised that I'm doing this good, because I haven't even played this in a while. I haven't even played Minecraft for a little... Oh, that one laid an egg and went right down. Oh, yeah, and now the game is over, and that guy is going to be lost. So let's see how we did. Is that 18, I believe we got? 18, that's pretty good. That's one of the better rounds that I've ever had. So the way to reset this then, like I said, is to hit the lever and then let it count off. Now, they probably both going to count off, and I think you just let it go, and then back there you can see the chickens coming back up, and every once in a while they will swim against the current there, but eventually he'll just go back down. He'll give up and go back down. And so then this counter will just keep going until it hits 0, 0 again, and then I think it stops, but I'm not sure. So while that is counting down, let's go over and take a look at our merry-go-round, or our carousel. I wanted to talk about this here. With these new blocks, I'm going to be able to switch this up so that they're not, because I wanted this to be bright and colorful. And with the new blocks, the concrete blocks that are coming out, we're going to have the opportunity to do that. I'm not so sure about those terracotta blocks. I went into a test world with the new snapshot and everything, and I tried some of them out, and I don't know about those terracotta blocks. I really like the colored blocks, the concrete blocks. Those are really cool. I like that, because then we have the opportunity to do stuff like this rainbow color stuff that we were trying to achieve here but could not do with the hardened clay. We are going to now have that opportunity to do that with the concrete blocks. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go up on the top. Do I have any ender pearls? I do. I'm not sure if I'm going to go up here and redo all of this. I think this is probably fine. Maybe we'll do like redo like the blue and the green. But I think the red and the yellow and the orange are probably fine. I don't know. I'll have to see if I want to do that or not. I don't think, since we have the wood there, I don't think it'll be that difficult to do, like to redo it all. So we might do it, but I haven't really decided yet. But we're definitely ooh, geez. We'll definitely redo the inside part right there. So let's see, has this thing finished counting back down? Yes, it has. So that should be reset, and now it's stuck, so we just have to turn that off. So you just have to keep that going until it hits 0, 0 again, and then it'll start clicking, and then we just turn it back off. So that is a really cool feature there. And then, like I said, if you ever want to play head-to-head, you come over here and bet whatever you want to bet against somebody, and just go to town. But I got 18 on that round. That's not too bad, considering I haven't played in a while. But I think that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit a like, hit a subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next episode.